Maybe.
Assuming I haven't completely screwed this up. Yes, we are. We are live on the internet. Hooray! Oh God, every week I'm so worried I'm gonna hit the wrong button and we're just gonna be dead air. But no, welcome everyone to session 4, and that is spoiler alert. Don't look at that map. I forgot to change it back. Ah. Okay, it is early in the morning. This was a mixed success idea for a time slot. Welcome everyone to Lyceum Project Session 4. We are going to pick up where we left off. We've got most of the party racing towards the Griffin's Keep, which is ablaze in the early hours of the morning. It's not quite dawn yet, but it's getting there. Noon was heading off in the direction of the hospital to try to warn / intervene / help with that side of things. After you cross paths on the street here with a nasty looking group who are heading in that direction, looking very nefarious in the what they were getting up to. So we are going to go ahead and so the party, split in 2 different directions. And what we're going to do first here is we're going to deal with the hospital. Noon, since you're off on your own, we'll let you kind of resolve this a little bit here, and then head back to the group or head off to do something else or whatever from there. So this is where you are here. As you get to this hospital, you can see it's this big building in the center of the map here. It's basically controlled chaos, right? There's people being carried in, people are dragging themselves in, they're all covered in soot and smoke and coffin, and they're burned people, and it's a lot of chaos in this hospital scene. The building is a couple of stories tall. This is a central lobby area in the middle of the map, and then there's this little cut of what the upper floors look like that you can see up in the corner here. But there's, healers and healers assistants, nurses, doctors, for simple terminology. They are running all over the place, dealing with this massive influx of patients as best they can. There's something going on with my mic.
Yeah, it's the thing we were talking before.
Is it crackly, or are you getting background stuff?
It's crackly. You sound
Crackly.
not quite robotic, but it sounds like there's a static.
Oh, yeah. Let me see if I can fix that real quick.
Mic on.
How about now?
Much better.
Okay. There's something funky with my USB connection, and every once in a while it goes that robotic crackly, and I just have to disconnect and reconnect, and it generally clears itself up. I didn't realize that's what you were talking about. I thought you were picking up background noise from my ceiling fan. So back on track here. Thank you for that quick correction. So what would you like to do? There's like I said, it's a bit of a controlled chaos. This is something that the hospital is used to, right? They know how to deal with an influx of patients. They're doing the best they can, but there's a lot of people flowing into I didn't drop all of the NPCs onto the map, but you can tell that
I'm not seeing anything.
Did I not move the thing? I did not move the thing.
You did not switch the map or whatever.
I did not switch the map or whatever. I'm sorry. That's my fault.
It's just a bit early, isn't it?
Yeah, I moved, and then the camera moved, and then I was like, but you didn't move.
That is blurry. Why? Do I need to refresh this page?
Try zooming out and zooming back in, maybe. Every once in a while, I think it's looking okay.
No, it's okay.
All right. Well, yeah, zooming all the way out before zooming back in fixed it.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go.
Okay. Sorry about that. So that is where you are here, like approaching the building. This is the main entrance, and you can hear all of the, yelling of doctors and nurses calling out for each other. Grab this, help that, help them, grab this, move this guy over here, move him to that, all that kind of very loud chatter is going on. Amongst that is the um, ambient noise of the many people who have been injured in various ways. Doing my best to say vaguish and not get overly descriptive with the sound effects, but you can kind of fill in the noise of something quite like this. It's a lot of people in not so good, various degrees of not good shape. A lot of, like I said, soot and ash covered people, and lots of smoke inhalation people, and burned people, and all of that kind of stuff is going on. So your intention is to warn them slash defend them slash what would you like to do here? How do you want to try to?
Mostly it was to warn them so that they could find, because it's just me. If that was the group that was going to set fire or whatever
Mhm.
to this place, and there are more of them, like I can't do much unless I've got backup. But at the very least, if I like say, hey, they're like people who are gonna show up and hurt or show up and attack, they can at least like tell me where to go to get help for them. Or at least prepare themselves, like brace themselves,
Okay. So if you run inside, it'll take you a few minutes to pin down someone to listen to you, right? They're obviously very distracted by what's going on, but you manage to pin down somebody at the front desk, and you let them know, oh, we ran into some people that were heading this way. They were nasty. Looked like they were going to hurt people. Get some guards. Get some help. Get some something. Warn, warn, warn.
Yeah.
And then head. They'll tell you. They'll ask you to. They don't have a spare hand to send. Can you run down the street to the closest sort of like guard house precinct type deal and get them to get down here and help? They're going to be running all over the city at the moment, but hopefully you can get some people to do that.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how that shakes out real fast, to not overly beleaguer the point. You're gonna run down to the basically like the police station, essentially like a guardhouse.
Yeah.
You head down there. What's that gonna do? Probably nothing too bad. Yeah. So most of the guards from this station have been dispatched out across the city. In the obviously there's a major event going on. They're doing the best they can to make sure there's no other attacks going on. Blah 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 blah. But there are still a few people at the station, and they round up and head out in the direction of the hospital to take on some kind of front door guard duty type situation, just in case there are more groups like the one that you had already encountered. So from there, you're gonna head in the direction of the tower to join up with the group, or do you have something else that you want to try to tick off the box on?
I'm gonna join the group.
Okay. So it'll take you a little time to catch up to where they're at. But I will move you over there at the appropriate moment. So, the rest of the group here. You've got a bit of a head start on Noon, who's going to be heading in your direction once they finish up all of their running around and alerting and warning and things. So, this is the scene upon which you find yourself as you arrive. There are bucket brigades. Bucket brigades trying to douse the adjacent buildings to the keep that have caught fire by proxy. The main keep itself is engulfed in flames. People are running all over the place. There's a lot of looky-loos, essentially. People are sitting on their porches, on their like balconies, on their roofs, watching the keep burn and all this craziness that's going on around them. There are, like I said, there's bucket brigades, so they're running back and forth, filling up from this well off in the corner here. There, what looks to be some sort of fire brigade units of some kind that keep running in and out of the keep itself. That's what these duos are here. One of them would be a spellcaster type person who can do some fire control and that sort of thing, and the other person is there to like axe through debris and protect them and that kind of stuff. That's my magic-based firefighting brigade idea. So they come in and out and are swapping in and out and soaking themselves with water to cool down because they've got some fire resistant stuff, but it still gets real hot and they overheat and they have to come down and cool off and tag in and out. That's why there's groups over here that are waiting in the wings for their turn to go in. This group's running in. Groups are running out with members of the cavalry. They're rescuing people from the building and all that kind of stuff. It's a very chaotic scene, to say the least. What would you like to do here as you sort of run into this intersection and see all this going
on? I yell, "Where are there any injured? I'm a cleric. Let me help."
Okay. To keep these handy for you. Okay. You'll hear somebody yell that we've been shifting them to the hospital down the street, but we're rallying them over that way, and they point you. There's like a muster point here where they're initially bringing people out and assessing them, and then moving them to the hospital as best they can for more extensive treatment and whatnot. So this would be kind of your muster point over here.
Alright, I'm gonna move over there and start helping out with the injured. Either probably with some healing spells for the worst, if people are worried if people are gonna last. Like, I'll use healing spells, but otherwise I'll probably just stick to general medicine.
Mm-mm. Yeah, they're basically doing like triage. Anybody who's real bad shape, they're immediately busing to the hospital for emergency aid. Anybody who's more manageable, they're triaging and then moving as in priority as best they can, because they've only got so many people to pick them up and carry them and stuff. So your aid is more than welcome in that place. Another person to do medicine checks and not medicine checks, but first aid and healing in a pinch.
I can probably also, I've got like, was it 19 strength? Because I've got the gauntlets of ogre power, so I can probably carry like 2 people on my shoulders to the hospital if needed.
If you really need to.
Yeah, you are strong, girl.
Hell yeah.
Very strong.
Okay. So you're patching people up as best you can. You come across 4 out of about 12 to 15 people that you patch up that actually need some kind of substantive intervention. You can throw healing spells on them, or you can just prioritize them for the hospital as you want. But there's about 4-ish ones that are significantly injured, and the rest of them are more bandage and care kind of people. So that's what about the rest of you? What are you doing? Are you kicking a front door down, running into a burning building, coordinating?
Doing that. Yeah, she's probably going in because she can hold her breath pretty much. As long as
dang it. One sec.
Appropriate background noise is appropriate.
Yeah, she can hold her breath forever, basically. So she's probably running in, trying to pull people out.
Okay. So, you basically piggyback off of one of the fire brigade units swapping in. So they're throwing down control flame cantrip rapid fire, trying to douse flames. You see them squashing 5-foot cubes here and there as the lead person is axing down doors and things to get them in to try to get people out. You piggyback on that to see if you can lend a shoulder to lift people out. One. Okay. You do manage to find 2 people within their sort of turn in the building. Make a Constitution save for me. Very nice. So this fire is hot, right? It is roaring and it is all around you. The heat is definitely getting to you a little bit. You got some sweats. All right, obviously it's real intense. You haven't been scorched by the flames yet. You've managed to stay close enough to the brigade and their fire squashing efforts to avoid getting any kind of like low degree burns or anything like that. But it's definitely a noticeable, like, it's a dangerous environment kind of a thing. But you don't take any damage or any harm or anything in that first in and out. As they cycle back out, you help drag out those couple of people that you found who are, shuffled off to Garnet, who's helping with their triage and medical and first aid kind of process. What else? Where else are we going here?
Probably like seek out whoever appears to like be in charge ish and like ask what help is needed the most.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's like smashing doors or whatever they feel we could possibly be most useful.
Okay.
And if all else fails, grab a bucket.
What about Care? What are you getting up to?
Care is she's going to join what's left of the defense force and help with reestablishing the defensive perimeter and all that.
Okay. Kind of what Noon was doing at the hospital, make sure that none of those nasty looking people turn up in a squad and cause more harm than they already have.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Yeah, basically, but at the barracks, like where there might be injured, like soldiers or other injured people.
Mm-hmm.
Like she hit straight from the military area.
Gotcha. So we'll kind of fan the group out a little bit here. So you're sort of over here coordinating with defense forces that are setting up like a, cautionary perimeter, keeping citizens at bay, to, stay back, it's dangerous, all that kind of stuff. Running in with fire brigade, and Zedalia was looking for somebody in charge. After a bit of this sort of cycling in and out of the building, and Noon will eventually turn up as well. So Noon comes running in from the same street that you guys did. You catch on to this scene pretty quick, right? You see Garnet's doing some healing off on the corner there. Arya's coming in and out of the building with the fire brigades, taking turns running in, trying to drag people out of the fire. Care is on the perimeter, helping sort of establish that and keep people at a safe distance. Zedalia is coordinating with someone who looks vaguely in charge, which we need to resolve that real quick. So okay. You come around the corner into this side street where sort of the fire brigade people are coordinating and tagging in and out and sort of taking their breaks and getting soaked down with buckets of water and all that kind of stuff. And you do see someone who looks sort of like a commander or chief of that unit standing there. You also see Agneta, which was the commander of the Griffin cavalry that you had previously met and gotten your quest from.
Okay,
he
yeah.
looks pretty shell shocked at this, very kind of disheartened and distraught. He's covered in soot and smoke and all that kind of stuff, and he's basically in his pajamas because they got dragged out of the building real fast.
And this is kind of like the second major attack he's, been in very recent time. So it's a lot.
So, I froze everybody again. That's my bad. I swear to God, I'm gonna learn not to do that someday.
You'll get it.
I swear I will learn some. That's why I need a third monitor, so I can just put it over there and then never touch it again. So you coordinate with the commander. What can we do? Where can we help? We've already jumped in to where it seemed to make sense for us.
Yeah.
You get he gives you a bit of an info dump. It's a nightmare in there. The fire is roaring. We're doing the best we can. We've cleaned out most of the barracks areas, living spaces. The nursery has been cleared out. The biggest problem they have right now is that they can't get to the griffins themselves. They're too spooked, and the fire seems to be almost like fighting their efforts to intervene. Like every time they squash it, it just roars back up somewhere else, and they're not having any success getting to them. But doing the best he can to try to console Agneta to that fact. As
where, where in this would the griffins be?
They're up towards the top. Like the lowest floors are the living spaces and like organizational spaces and all that kind of stuff. And then you start getting into the Griffin stables, which is like a chunk of floors. And then above that is where they sort of saddle up and take off from, like a high level, like a helipad runway kind of deal up on the top floor. And so they just haven't been able to break through high enough to get them and manage to get them out from either end. They're trapped essentially. They got out a few when the fire first blazed in, but it roared up so fast that they just got overwhelmed too fast.
Is the tower like stone or wood or?
It's predominantly stone. There's wood doors and a lot of wood furniture and a lot of kind of interior ceilings and supports and things. But the foundational building is stone.
Okay.
But the commander will do you have any sort of fire control, fire suppression, anything of that sort? We've already tried water and it didn't work. It's some sort of alchemical nonsense. It just made the situation worse when we tried to dump buckets on it. That's why the bucket brigades are only working on the surrounding houses. The tower itself is some other. We're you can see that they're very frustrated. They're for every time that a team swaps in and out, it seems like it's one step forward, two steps back on progress on saving the keep. So they're mostly focusing their resources on saving the surrounding neighborhood and stuff at that point.
I don't have any sort of fire controlness, and I'm out of spells anyway. But I might potentially be able to help the griffins. Like, would it be possible? And I know like fire is hot and bad, but like to maybe come up from the outside to get to the top floors instead of trying to go through the inside where everything, all the floors and stairs and everything is ablaze. Go like outside up to the top. I've got the spider boots. If I could climb the stone outside.
You could give it a shot. The tower is fairly well consumed at this point. But you could make an attempt to come in from the top and see if you can get some of the top most stables emptied out if there's anyone still in there. You can make an attempt at it if you want to.
Yeah, I'll try. Like I said, obviously, like coming in from the bottom, you've got to go through everything that's ablaze. But maybe if I could skip that and get to the top, I might be able to rescue a few of them.
I have wings. I have wings.
That is true. I do not. I just have climbing boots.
Can I carry? I always forget which one. Everyone plays Zedalia, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. I'll carry. Would I be able to carry Zedalia up, even though I'm a very soft and weak boy?
Well, Zedalia has the boots of or
I have
slippers
this
of spider climbing shoes.
Yeah.
So she can run up the side of the building essentially as long as it's intact as a surface.
Yeah, I could probably like, and as I'm doing that, like you would probably see what I'm doing and maybe fly up to help. So there's two of us up there trying to free the griffins.
Yeah, that was my plan. I was just waiting for everyone to. I was waiting for a space.
Gotcha. Okay. So that's what you want to make an attempt at?
I'm gonna try.
Okay. So I'll need Constitution saves from both of you for your exposure to the fire, and then
Do I get advantage since I have
resistance
whatever's going on? Resistance, yeah.
to fire. Then yes, you would. That's right, because again.
Oh, that is not a good one. Do it again. That's why.
So our tiefling with fire resistance gets scorched a little bit. Meanwhile, everyone else is just like, yeah, fire. Shrugs.
Stupid little man.
Love it.
I've just checked your Garnet spells. She's got a spell she can use to give someone resistance to an elemental type of damage, including fire. But I'm gonna blame my brain fart there with the fact she's very focused on healing at the minute. She's got no brain power to spare for anything else.
I think the tiefling or half tiefling wouldn't need it.
You'd think so.
He shouldn't, but maybe his wings are very tender. Who gives a shit?
Okay.
Maybe he took more risks because he's like, yeah, I'm fire resistant. It'll be fine.
I'm fireproof.
Okay. So you get up to the top, you come in from above. Like I said, the tower is engulfed in flames, but you do make it down into sort of the first ring of stables, and it is empty. They managed to get those out as the fire first roared up. You work your way down another floor, fires roaring up around you, and you do find 3 griffins that are still in there. They seem to be alive. They're moving. They're panicked. They're scared. Make some animal handling checks for me to see if you can get them to either like snap or see that they have a way out or something.
Yeah.
I'm just rolling bad.
Yeah. I'm not so good.
Oof.
We both rolled the same.
Okay. Okay.
Could I like these are these like probably won't work. I was trying to think like if I could maybe like illusion or something, like if there was like a head griffin to like kind of get, show them someone like they were familiar with to try and like coax them. Like, hey, there's mom or whatever. To come this way. Or like if there was like a special call or something that I could. I don't know. I don't know. I'm grasping at straws to try and like, because me just being like, come here, buddy, isn't working.
Doing so great.
Yeah, maybe I could like try some sort of like illusion or something that might be familiar to them, that they would be more likely to follow.
Well, I mean, you do know the commander. You could.
Could I minor illusion the commander and maybe do some
get him doing that kind of
stuff?
action?
Yeah, like some sort of something. Get him to try and.
Sure.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. Let's see what would be good for that. Roll an Arcana and another let me see. Let me think for a second. What would be good for that? What would be good for that? I always get iffy on illusion spells.
Like Arcana, maybe for like how good of an illusion I can make.
Yeah,
to try and do the thing.
That's usually where my mindset is like the quality of the illusion that you make. So roll an Arcana check and then another animal handling check.
Nope. Real bad.
Oh,
all sorts of bad.
I was really
Two really D&D Beyond, man.
Killing me. I've
slightly better animal handling.
Okay. So with all of the KSS going on, you're doing your best to recreate Agneta and get like a come on, trust us, just we need you to get out of here. We just need a little bit of cooperation, just a little. You've been in this mess long enough now that Noon, you're gonna take 2 fire damage from the flames licking at you, which you can cut in half because of fire resistance. And then, you're doing the best you can. You're desperately trying to get them out. Garnet's on the ground doing healing. Arya's pulled a couple more. That one didn't do so good. Wow, it's really turned against you guys. Okay. You've successfully pulled one more person out who's alive and getting treated by Garnet. A few people have come out in not so good state. They're not likely to make it. But Care out on the defense perimeter, you're doing good. You're not spotting any of the similarly attired or armed individuals that you had encountered in the street a couple blocks over. It's mostly just concerned citizens of the city looking on in just awe/terror at what the hell's going on behind you. You do eventually manage to coax two of the 3 griffins out. So you manage to get them to come out of their sort of penned in stable bit into the middle bit so they can get up into the air and up to the takeoff platform and get out. The third one is just not cooperating. He won't come. Damn it! I was really feel a little bad now because I was not hoping to avoid doing that to you. But rolls were not on your side.
No, they were not.
It's the Hulk smash some walls.
But the third one is just you tried using Agneta to see if a friendly face would help, and every sort of animal call noise you could think of to make, and they're just not budging. The flames are roaring quite intensely at this point. You can hear sort of the wood in the area starting to like splinter and buckle. It feels like the floor may give.
Does this last griffin, is it a boy griffin or a girl griffin?
Looks like
Well,
it
if it's
may.
not,
It's a little tough to tell in the situation that you're in, but it looks like it may be a boy griffin.
I was gonna say, if it's not listening during an important situation,
It's probably a man.
That is fabulous. But I was thinking, like, Noon, pull out one of the eggs so the griffin can see the egg and maybe it will, like, and then, like, fly
Wait,
away.
we could go into
like,
a burning
try-
building holding the griffin eggs that nearly killed us to get.
Yeah,
They're
they're in the bag of holding.
They're in the bag of holding.
Yeah, like, if you pull one out, maybe he will see it and either, like, try and, like, protect it or chase you to try and get it back.
Alright,
And you fly out.
Mm,
Just last ditch effort. Like, I got no other ideas. We'll try this, but we've been in here for a while and we have to get out anyway.
may I?
It's like
So-
dangling something on a stick in front of an
Exactly.
ant.
Yeah. It is a carrot on a stick, only the carrot is a baby.
Just
May I
the
suggest an
equivalent
idea?
of like a cat toy. Find some meat or something in there and just like jam it on like a fish hook. It's just like, yeah, play with it. Please, I'm begging you.
A better idea may be to make the griffin more scared of you than it is of the fire. Depending on
Oh,
your
and basically
intimidation.
chase it out?
Yes.
we'll see. Let's try the egg thing first. So I'll pull out one of the eggs and hold it up and wait for the griffin to see it,
Mhm.
and then I'm fucking running.
Okay. So you have this flash of like, okay, ditch effort. Last idea I got on the back burner here. Sorry, poor choice of idiom. You pull out the egg and you're like, "Hey, Griffin, check it out!"
Mhm.
Makes him vaguely taunting-ish sounds and gestures to make sure you get its attention. He spots this egg and is on you like white on rice. Like dives for you with like a, "Oh my god, you brought a griffin egg into the middle of a burning building, how could you?" Like that. It basically has that kind of a reaction.
I'm
and does
going.
dive
I'm
for you.
flying. I'm flying out.
Okay, what's your
I'm-
flight speed again? 30 feet?
I believe, yeah, 30 feet, but it can be like what, 60 with a dash action or something like that.
Yeah. Okay.
Not fast enough.
So you sprint out the top as fast as your wings will carry you. The griffin.
And I'm making a beeline for Agneta. As soon as I get to him, I'm shoving the egg into his hands.
Okay. The griffin leaps out of the stable and then up behind you. You've got a little bit of a head start, but they are a little bit faster than you, so they are very much catching up as you try to beeline down to the ground to where Agneta is. There is a mix of sort of like confusion and terror and delight on his face as he sees two griffins come out the top, and then after a pause, your sprinting ass out, immediately followed by another griffin, is just like, is he coming this? Oh shit. Like that.
Here, take this.
Yeah.
Just like
Can I just point and laugh? Just take a break from whoever I'm healing and just point and laugh at this stupid idea because I'm still salty over New hitting me with a fireball.
it was like flaming hands. I firmly insist that I thought that it was a touch spell. Flaming hands sounds like you're supposed to like light your hands on fire and grab someone. Can you blame me? Like, what kind of fucking idiot names like a spell where you shoot fire out flaming hands?
I mean, I'm probably not too salty. I'm a forge cleric. I've probably been burned before, like plenty of times. It's the fact that you set me on fire in battle. You're meant to be an ally.
I refuse. I'm sorry about it, but I also like refuse to take full responsibility simply because that name is just such a stupid name for that spell. Like,
but in character, you really, really should have learned what it did.
shut up.
It's new.
So
I've never used it.
In all of this chaos, Zedalia, make a dex save for me.
Okay. Not bad.
Okay. So that's for like as the griffin came bounding out of the stables, you had to kind of like sidestep to make sure you're. So that was what that was for, and you managed to not get pounced upon and or knocked off a ledge or any unfortunate things of that sort. But you do hear the sound of the floor giving way, right? In the rolls to see how many griffins you managed to find and what condition they were in. There was a nat 1 in there. So you are going to have to get your butt out of there as the floor you are on is starting to collapse downward.
Yeah, as I see, like, the griffin taking off to, like, chase Noon, like, as soon as, like, they're out, like, I am gonna run down this, back up and out and down the side of the building again.
Okay. And then, so that, you hear the of, like, the timbers breaking and the floor starting to collapse downwards.
Oh shit, gotta go.
As you come up over the top, kind of Die Hard style, over the top, and the of fire and running down the side of the building. Looking very cool.
Yeah, cartoon scurry, like, down the side of...
Those Scooby-Doo bongo sound effects.
Okay.
Zoinks.
So, as all of this is going on the upper floors, Arya, you are in the thick of things on the kind of like living quarters level, doing the best you can to support their firefighting efforts and the attempts to pull more people out of the building and all that kind of stuff. You cycling in and out. As the floors above start to collapse in, right? The timbers are finally giving way from the amount of fire damage that they've taken and things like that. Roll a perception check for me.
My mom got me a bagel.
Bagel.
From a Jewish deli, so you know it's good.
Oh yeah. Okay. So you hear the floor start to break and collapse and fall down. The fire brigade knows that means it's time to get the hell out of Dodge. They've done pretty much everything they can at this point. So they're bailing out. As you are on your way out, you could swear that amongst the crackles of the flame, you thought you might have heard a laugh, maybe?
Oh.
But not 100% sure. It was just kind of like a, huh? What? As you go to run out of the building.
Floor is collapsing and I hear a laugh inside.
Mm-hmm.
Dumb am I? Not very. Yeah, I mean, I'm not going back in after it. I take note of it, but I also know that things are crazy right now. I might be hearing things. So, still just, pulling out the last people that I can, getting out, and I will report back to the group that it sounded like there was a laugh maybe inside. So there might still be someone causing trouble inside. I don't know. Do we know if there's like anything in there that they would be trying to get to, like anything like really important or rare or whatever?
If you ask Agneta, nothing overly particular. They don't have like a rare magic item treasure trove or anything like that
okay.
inside. There isn't
Yeah.
like a vault they have a like a payroll vault, but aside from that, they're not
Okay, yeah.
rolling deep in magic items or anything of that sort.
Okay. Yeah.
Um,
All right, then I'm not gonna worry too much about it because it seems like the keep is kind of collapsing. So if they want to hang outside and laugh in it, then have at it, I guess. But like I said, telling people what I heard for sure.
Okay, so kind of away from the building a bit at this point. Kind of rallied up, keeping everybody back. They're kind of written off the building at this point, as they're gonna just have to contain it as best they can and just kind of let it burn itself out. The tower is very likely coming down, given the floors collapsing on the inside. It's very likely to take a tumble, which, yeah. So they're keeping everybody back. They've pulled back the bucket brigades and things like that. They're keeping everybody at a distance from the tower in order to just let it do what it's going to have to do at this point. We've sort of written it off, and as everyone pulls away from there, Noon's down here too. Get everybody away. Brigades away. There are 2. Okay, everybody's away. Out the front door comes a fire elemental.
Oh shit.
Which shoot.
I fire an arrow.
I realized I did not when I did my prep this morning, I did not successfully grab a fire elemental token because I'm an idiot.
There is no fire elemental.
So we're gonna substitute that in for a fire elemental.
It looks like it could be.
It looked orange.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on with it. It looks like scissors on top of a nightman.
I feel like orange is like the key feature of a fire elemental.
Yeah. It looks like fire.
Yeah,
What do you need?
It's just a very tall, skinny, pointy fire elemental.
Yeah, exactly.
They don't all have to look the same,
This one did not eat its spinach.
Okay. So what would you like to do here? This fire elemental is coming out raw. There, it's a little beefier now.
Who fires the shit? It fires the shit. No taking a nap. We must fire it first.
Okay. You can go ahead and do that, and then we'll suss out initiative and stuff.
Oh, I don't have the freaking thing on here. For me.
A kitty?
Okay.
Apparently that's an active.
Hello, kitty.
Hello, cat.
What a beautiful interruption.
Orly is like, I demand desk.
Oh.
Okay.
I need to install the roll.
Handsome man. The most handsome man.
Yes.
So do I assume I hit it?
Yes, you did.
Lay down, buddies.
I'm not sure how you do your natural 20s, but that's the roll.
Okay. And it's a non-magical bow weapon, right?
Yes, it is.
Okay. So, oof, that's a rough roll on there for a crit, but it basically doubles up and then gets cut in half because of the fire.
Fair enough. Something's better than nothing.
Yeah, the arrow through the fire elemental, that you can see the shaft and fletching kind of scorches on the way through, and you know you managed to hit it, but it doesn't look like it's especially phased. So we'll go ahead and roll initiative here, and let me get everybody else kind of out of the way here.
Sure, you select your token.
Oh. I'm just rolling so bad. Look at that.
That's
Horrid.
unfortunate.
Okay, that's pretty much everybody.
Oh, I rolled a nat 1, so hey.
We both rolled high five through the internet. We're both shitty today.
I finally remembered to select my token before I rolled initiative, and I rolled not great. But at least
I
it wasn't
forgot
in
to
that
do
one.
that.
Yeah, no,
That's an old one.
I forgot to do
That's
that.
an old one. That's an old one.
Yeah, no. I remember last session, I was rolling poorly. Hi, Orly. And then I bought a new set of digital dice on D&D Beyond, and they hate me.
Oof.
Even more than the ones previously.
Go back to the original set.
Okay, we just need Care's initiative, and then we'll kick this off.
There.
Okay. So, Arya, you get to lead things off. You've been helping battle this fire, and now you get to battle it a little more literally, as the thing that had been thwarting your efforts to douse this flames has revealed itself.
Fire. That just seems like a great idea. So I am running up to it, and I'm gonna hit it. I guess.
Yeah, punch fire? Why not, right?
Not with that roll. I assume.
No, that's gonna miss.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna flurry of blows. Cause why not?
I get that you're a tiefling, but you're physically like punching a fire. I don't.
I'm not the
not
one
a
punching.
tiefling.
Not yet.
Oh no, sorry, I am confusing things. But still, you're punching a fire.
Yeah. Well, it's all I can do.
Valid.
Yeah. At least one of them hit.
Yep. So you.
Sorry, I saw a blue token and wasn't paying attention.
Let's see. Trying to remember.
Oh.
Level 6 is when your abilities start counting as your punches start counting as magical or not. Let's see. So fall, stunning strike, gain power. Yes, your strikes count as magical because
Okay.
you are a 6th level. So.
Okay.
No kicking.
So that gets through, but you do take 5 points of fire damage from landing the punch. It's a bit of blowback from that.
Still have a whole bunch of temporary hit points from the last fight.
I have not been healed.
I'm in great shape.
I have 8 hit points.
You should have thought of that before you set the healer on fire.
It was an accident.
Don't worry.
Are you gonna kill me in front of my daughter? Are you gonna kill me in front of my daughter?
I
Look
mean,
at her.
my cat keeps punching me, so I think I should probably heal you. I think she's cross.
Okay, so it is the fire elemental's turn. It is going to go ahead and take its 2 attacks against Arya since you're standing right in front of it. That's got touch attacks.
Oh, and Noon isn't on the tracker
Oh dang! I forgot this.
because they forgot to click their token.
Okay, let me.
But they rolled a 9.
Yeah, let me get them added back in there. There's your add.
Bye, beautiful.
There's your 9. Good.
Ta-da!
Let me just get you in the middle there. There you go. Looking good.
Yay!
So that was Punch and Arya, armor class 17. So only one of them will get through, and it is hitting you for 6 fire damage, and you are on fire, unfortunately. So if you take an action to douse it, otherwise you take some more fire damage at the start of each of your turns. So let me. Come on, stupid.
Great, love it.
Get that more manageable size there for you. Something fiery. There. That's nothing. There's your fire. Fire! So, Care, you are up. You saw your arrow run through this fire elemental, not seeming to do a whole heck of a lot. Arya is in the thick of things, throwing some punches and doing some damage.
Care would like to cast Sleep on the elemental.
You're gonna go for sleep?
It's what I got.
Okay.
What I can do at this point.
So you can go ahead and...
You're probably going to put Noon to sleep.
No, the area is not big enough for that, thankfully.
Okay. I was just like, oh wait, some of us are low.
Yeah, it's within 20 feet of the point you choose. So
okay.
it's only within the immediate vicinity of the elemental, and 23 is not enough to put Arya to sleep, and it's not enough to put the elementals to sleep. So you cast a spell and you feel the energies flow out from you in their direction, but neither of them is looking particularly sleepy. And is there anything else you'd like to do, or? Not hearing you if you're talking.
Yes, she's going to move forward her full 30 feet, and that will be it for now. But she's... Okay. She's going to be keeping an eye around, though, for anyone else that might pop out.
Okay. So then, Garnet, you're up. You're relatively close to the action here.
Yeah, I'm gonna cast my resistance spell on Arya for fire damage since she's right up close to the elemental, so she's probably gonna get hit with a lot of fire.
Mm-hmm. protection from fire damage. So you now have resistance on that, Aria. Good deal. Anything else? Bonus action wise?
I'm gonna cast Healing Word at first level to try and heal Moon, and the word I'm gonna use this time is bitch.
Be healed.
And how many points? 23. How many points do I get for that?
It's 1d4 plus. Where is it? There it is. Oh, no, that's the wrong one.
That's 7 hit points back.
There you go.
Well, the fact that I can heal people by just by insulting them, it's great. I'm like the opposite of a bard.
What is?
And that's probably all I'm gonna do with my turn.
Oh, you cannot do that, I'm afraid.
Well, I looked in bonus action. It said I could cast Healing Word at first level as a bonus action.
Yeah, but you cast a spell with your. You can't cast a bonus action spell and then cast a regular spell.
Oh my god,
with
I
your
forgot
action.
about that.
Yeah.
Can I possibly save that roll for next round, or do I have to re-roll it next
I'll
round?
defer the points. You just have to. You're gonna
Thank
have to
you.
wait around to apply that 7 points there, Noon.
Well, I have uh, 2 weapon fighting, so if I've got my mace and my javelin, one in each hand, I'm gonna throw my javelin at it. Although I don't think I can do the magic with it because it's... No, wait, it was a while ago that we faced the griffin, so I can do the electric damage if I throw the javelin at it.
Yeah.
We've slept and.
Yeah.
Yeah, if it's in my offhand, that should be fine.
Yeah, you just won't get to add any modifiers to it.
Sorry, I wasn't paying attention and I rolled damage first. Now I need to work out which of those are added. Which of my modifiers?
Okay. Javelin of Lightning. There's your. So it's. Yeah, it looks like it's gonna miss. Yeah.
Damn. Can't do that much damage again with it. And I'll have to recover it. Hopefully he doesn't burn it to a crisp, because that would be sad. Alright, I'll probably move away a little bit, and that'll be what I do with my turn.
So to be 100% clear, I have not received the 7 points yet.
No, you have not received.
No, sorry, you're gonna have to wait till next turn. Sorry.
Okay, that's fine. I just wanted to make sure.
Oh no, you still it doesn't get a damage bonus. Oh, so it does still get the hit bonus. So that the javelin does hit the fire elemental.
Ooh.
So that's because you do get the bonus to hit. You just don't get the bonus on the damage.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
So that is the dex save. It makes the save just barely. So it'll take half of the lightning damage. And it'll take 2 off the piercing damage. So that's 7 damage worth on it. That's not so bad.
Hey, I did damage. That's all I wanted to do.
Okay. Yeah. Had to double check that real quick. So then it is going to be Noon's turn. You didn't get you got bluffed on the healing. You basically just got called a bitch for no reason.
Dude,
Is that really going to surprise him, though?
No,
no, he just goes like, "What the fuck?" But like, all right, I am gonna cast shield.
Shield.
Well, that's a
Reaction.
reaction. You cast it when you get hit by.
Oh, okay. I thought it was a. Okay, never mind. I do not cast shield. Can you tell I'm a little bit stupid?
It's early.
Yeah, we're just gonna chalk it up to playing early in the morning, which
We already know Noon's stupid, don't worry.
All right.
again, this seemed like such a good idea on paper.
All right. Instead, I'm gonna cast chromatic orb. One sec. And I will use cold damage. Oh, that does not do well.
No,
But I was aiming for
unfortunately,
him.
it wings off to the side and just smashes into the stone wall behind it. It's
I flip it off anyway.
Right.
I'm angry about it.
So, if there's anything else you'd like to do, otherwise it'll be Zedalia's turn.
I'm good.
Okay. So you are up, Zedalia. You've got Arya in there, close quarters style. People shifting around, lances of lightning getting thrown.
I am going to shoot some necrotic energy at it. Because chill touch is necrotic.
Mm-hmm. So that chill touch will hit it, and range is 120 feet. See,
yeah,
it's chill touch, but you can do it from 120 feet, and it's burning hands, but it makes a cone. Who names these things?
Exactly. And chill touch is necrotic, not cold.
So that will get through just fine. I do love this app. So you kind of reach out for that chill touch and kind of grasp the fire elemental at a distance with the magical energy, and you can see the flame flicker a bit as the necrotic energy sort of ripples through the elemental's body. And
okay, I'm not sure. And then bonus action, we're just gonna like echo it up.
Okay.
I'm not sure quite like the scale on this map. That's fine. Okay.
Yeah, when I did this like ISO perspective thing, I did not think ahead to when I was gonna kick out the door with the fire elemental, and you'd actually have to fight the know how far away you are from stuff. I was like, no, it'll look cool.
Well, approximately how far is the fire element? Because my echo has to be within 30 feet of me. So.
Where it is right now is within 30 feet of you.
Okay.
The squares are roughly 5 feet. Just the measurement tool is going to be funky.
Okay. Good to know. And that's my turn. Oh, no. I am going... Actually, yeah. No, that was... Yep, that's my turn. The other thing I was going to do is also a bonus action, so never mind.
Okay. Yeah, so you can assume the squares are roughly 5 feet. The measurement tool is just going to be funky because of the isometric.
Okay.
So we are at the top of a round. So what we're going to do here, not to be overly anticlimactic, is take our usual 10-minute break midway through the session. We'll be back at about 10:30, and then we'll wrap up what's left of this combat, and then resolve the evening or early morning's events, and sort of keep moving from there. So
All that fun stuff. We
Yeah.
need a bagel break, guys. We need a bagel
Bagel.
break.
Yeah,
We'll be
basically.
back.
yeah. So thanks everybody. We'll see you back here in about 10 minutes or so. Stay tuned for more fire elementally goodness. So that should be
We
Okay.
Yay!
We should be back from our break now, in theory, question mark.
Ish.
Yes. Yes. Okay. Good. Good. We are in the midst of combat. We are fighting a fire elemental. We are at Arya's turn at the top of the round. So what would you like to do? You are currently on fire, so you're going to take
Yep.
some fire damage from that, but you have resistance to it. So instead of 5, you'll only take 2 because it's half rounded down. You can spend an action to put yourself out, or you can just roll with it for now and throw some more punches and see if you can beat this fire elemental into submission.
Yeah, I know. I assume I know I'm resistant. I'm just gonna keep hitting it because what else can I do? That's all I really know how to do is hit
Mm-hmm.
and punch. Should hit.
Yep, that'll hit.
I'll do another flurry of blows. Why not?
Don't you get 2 attacks every round?
Oh, I do. Yeah. Jeez. I need to keep track of campaigns.
I was like, I'm pretty sure you're high enough level you get 2 of them. That one hits 2.
Nice. How's it looking?
It's a little tough to read because it's quasi incorporeal mass of flame. But the flames don't look quite as bright as they did when it first came barreling out of the building, and you can see some sort of like flickers in the flames as they're kind of like splitting and breaking a little bit, like when fire curls off of the top of a campfire and disperses. You're seeing some of that happen. Um,
No, I'm gonna flurry of blows it, because why not?
that all gets through. Okay. But you do take some damage from punching the fire elemental, unfortunately. So, it would be 2, 4, 6, 8 for the four hits landing.
Still got that temp HP, so
Picked up a lot of temp HP.
I did.
Aren't you still resisting it because of my spell?
Yes, that's
Yeah, so I'm only
the
taking
the 2, 4, 6, 8 was the reduced damage.
All right, sorry, I just want to check.
Yep. Uh, sorry. So that's what you're getting up to. It is the fire elemental's turn. I was like, why isn't anybody doing anything? That's because it's me. So it'll go ahead and lash out at you again. One touch hits, the other is gonna miss. It's only gonna get you for 8 damage, which will cut in half to 4. And then you're already on fire, so that doesn't double down. You're not double on fire. So that's what it's got in its bag o' tricks. And then Care, you are up. You closed the distance a bit last time around. You can see that the fire is looking at this distance. You can see that it's looking quite a bit smaller and diminished compared to how it was when it first came barreling out of the building. Arya's punches are beating it down, kind of like stomping out the campfire a bit. So what would you like to do?
Care is going to swear in Orcish, and her arm, her right arm, which at this point has been the purple shimmer of Mage Hand, is going to slowly, the purple is going to slowly melt off until it's just a skeleton, and she's gonna reach out with chill touch and hit Mr. Fire over there.
Chill touch. That is unfortunately not going to land. So the energy like reaches out from you and it just kind of zings over the top of the fire and misses as it strikes into the like through the doorway behind it and misses. Anything else?
Care is gonna keep moving forward another 30 feet, and that'll be it for her turn.
Okay. Garnet, you are up. You've got your resistance spell up on Arya. You were delaying that healing word around. You still want to apply that, or have you changed your mind?
I'd still like to apply that. Since would I be able to pull out my bow and shoot it, or would that be too much for one round?
No, that you can use your action to draw a weapon and fire it once as like a single action. So bow out, knock, and release is one attack action. So you can do that, and then bonus action the healing word like you were doing. So Noon, you now get those 7 HP that had been withheld, and
Yay.
then you can go ahead and fire off that arrow.
Great. Again.
It's a giant burning tower. There's a lot of fire departments answering the call. So that will hit, but the crossbow bolt just kind of through the flames. It does a little bit of damage on the way through, but not a whole lot. It's worth a try though, right? And Noon, you are up. You get a wash with a little bit of healing energy and get some HP back. What would you like to do?
Alright, I would like to... Chromatic orb again. Does 15 hit?
It does.
Oh.
So that damage will get through just fine. It
14.
thankfully does not heal from fire damage, so your elemental affinity doesn't do anything.
Thank God. I don't know why I added that, because I did cold damage.
Yeah, that was kind of a weird. It might just do it automatically. Like in case you need it, here's your elemental affinity damage. So 14 cold to it. So this fire is looking quenched. It's not extinguished. It's still up and throwing its weight around, but it is drastically reduced from where it once was when it first busted out the door. You are well on your way to beating this thing into submission. It's somewhere around like a third the size it was when it first started. So you can kind of guesstimate its health based on how much flame is still kind of roaring around as it's flailing about and whacking everybody. So then, Sedalia, you are up. You've got your echo relatively close to the fire, but you know that making contact with it, well, it's does the echo count as a little more of like an illusion, or does it count as like a creature? I'm wondering whether it would actually take.
It's a magical translucent gray image of myself. It's immune to all conditions. But it does still have like an AC and can take damage.
Yeah. I'm just wondering if.
Which immediately poofs it out of existence.
Right. That's what I'm wondering, is if you use it to hit the elemental, with the blowback fire damage immediately pop the echo every time you land a strike.
I think probably yes.
Yeah.
I was just trying to see if I had any. Okay, that only is if I actually use the attack action. Can I do that? I am going to chill touch at it again. Why is it not popping the thing? But I'm gonna miss because I'm horrible.
Yeah, unfortunately. It comes up just a little bit short.
Yep. Can my mate or can my echo give flanking or no?
Yeah, I mean, if it's a tangible combatant, it can flank.
Okay. Then I'm going to move up and move my echo to give Arya some flanking.
Okay.
And I'm going to use my bonus action to do second wind and heal myself up a little bit.
Sounds good.
Trying to see exactly what I roll in my. Okay, D10 plus 4, so. Okay, so I heal 11 points.
Nice. So your echo slides in behind the fire elemental. Arya, you are up. You now have flanking thanks to your echo companion, and can make whatever attacks you'd like at advantage.
Shit, the more. I love to punch fire.
Okay. Both of those definitely hit by a whole bunch. So.
And I then will just do an unarmed strike as my bonus action. Come on, give me something good.
Okay. So this fire is still on its feet, technically. But just barely so. You can see it's basically almost embers at this point. There's still enough of a limb to lash out, but not much of a substantive body. Like a good boot stomp could squash this elemental at this point. It's diminished. It's extensively, substantially, a whole bunch.
Blows. I really want to punch out fire. That's it for me.
Okay. So it is going to be its turn. It's going to go ahead and split its attacks, one on you and one on the echo behind it. Now that it's in range. So both of those are going to miss because your AC is R17. So it's a death throes kind of lash out tendril of flame that just wildly flails and misses. And Care, you are up. You can see that this fire is on its last leg. There's not a whole lot left to it.
Care is going to give Chill Touch another try.
Okay, that connects. And will extinguish this fire elemental. So you land that necrotic energy and it ripples through the last bits of embers of the fire elemental and it dissipates and You hear a bit of a death knell yell of "roar," and it's toast. And the crowd roars with cheer because obviously they've been spectating this whole time. All the people behind the guard perimeter and stuff are like, "Yeah, woo, go beat that fire elemental, woo, woo!" You get a whole bunch of applause and raucous cheer from everyone in the audience.
Immediately
then...
start patting out the fire that I am on.
Okay, but I just want to.
You just want to... We're not hearing you anymore. Nope, still not hearing you.
How's that?
Now we're hearing you.
Alright, if you imagine. Sorry for interrupting.
Mic off.
Thinking of chill touch. If you, it doesn't say what kind of touch, so instead of the skeleton hand just poking it, it's like a full-on fist just punching it across the face.
Mic on.
I like that. That's definitely a cool way to polish off this fire elemental. So you nail it with a left hook of chill touch and extinguish it. And crowd cheers and everyone's celebrating. Arya immediately starts patting out all the flames from when she originally got toasted by the fire elemental early on in the fight. Just tank that little bit of fire damage every round. And the building itself is still engulfed in flames. You can hear more of the internal structures breaking down, and the tower is going to collapse in on itself. It's just falling floor by floor, chunk by chunk, as rafters break and the timbers give way and all that unfortunateness. So
did the fire elemental say anything or make any noise that I would know if that was the laugh that I heard? I mean, I could assume, but
yeah, it was there was enough it was making enough general combat fight sounds that you would be able to put that connection together.
Okay.
It may not have been talkative. It wasn't trash talking during a fight, but you heard at least enough of its grunts and growls as it was making attacks and things. And you're like, okay.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure. That was it.
So everyone kind of pulls away from the building, lets it do its thing at this point, knowing now that the fire elemental had been very consciously damaging the building in specific ways. This was not a fire working under its own power, blah, 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 etc. The tower eventually does fall in on itself completely into rubble, and from there it's just a matter of trying to extinguish the remains, the rubbles of the building. It's been a very long night and a tough morning for you. What would you like to do? Agneta is obviously very much absorbed in what's going on at the moment. He is very much grateful for you intervening and helping as much as you did, managing to get the couple of griffins out and that you did, and pulling some of his troops out through with the fire brigade and healing and everything that you guys have done for him this morning has been immensely appreciated. And obviously now's not necessarily the best time to conclude our business. If you guys go clean yourselves up, get some sleep, or whatever you got to do, give me some time to sort through this, and I'll make right what you've done for us. It gives you that kind of a spiel.
Can I, I'm not overly exhausted or anything, so can Garnet just continue to help ferrying people to the hospital as they need it and healing? I've not got many spells. left at all, but I can still help out.
Yeah, definitely. You can, spend the morning down at the hospital as an extra set of healing hands and throwing spells down where you can muster them, and just try to help get as many of the people stabilized and on the mend as you possibly can. That would be more than welcomed. Anyone else? Anyone?
Care is definitely looking to go to sleep at some point soon.
Would be nice. It's been a morning.
Yeah, I would probably maybe take a short rest
Yeah.
to try and let the fire die down a little bit, and then I'd like to try and investigate the rubble a bit to see maybe if there's any clue as to what might have set the fire elemental to come attack us.
Okay.
Like,
But
similarly,
first,
help out.
want to, that there's nothing I can do at the moment. So I'd like to take a little short rest, read a book, roll some hit dice, that sort of thing.
Gotcha. Yeah, so you guys can, pull yourselves off to the side, let the fire brigade continue to, once everything's comfortably settled in terms of the building collapse, they can move in and start doing their 5-foot cubes of control flames and just start extinguishing bit by bit through the rubble, now that they don't have to worry about the fire elemental roaring it back up behind them. They can make steady progress on that front and actually get this thing under control once and for all. It's just a time thing, right? They got to work through it, bit by bit. So you sit down, you kind of sink in a bit, take a deep breath, rest up, try to recompose yourselves after all the nonsense that you've dealt with between the fight and the fire and the firefighting and all of that that's gone on. Eventually, fire brigade pulls back. They give you the thumbs up to start poking about the rubble as much as you want. Obviously, be careful. There's a lot of instability. It's fresh rubble. There's stones can fall. Things can shift. Blah blah blah. Be careful. But they've seen how competent you can be as a group, so they give you the okay to poke about a little bit, while they go and just kind of do what you just did, because they've been at this for quite a while at this point.
Yeah.
So who is digging into this rubble to try to do an arson investigation?
I would like to arson investigate. I occasionally arson myself, so
I know
You occasionally what?
Just, I occasionally arson myself is not a sentence you want to hear from someone you go adventuring with.
You've seen me set things on fire. I
As
did
well as that, you said that you do it to yourself.
Yeah.
I had to test the effects of fire on my echo.
So you set yourself on fire.
Sure.
It's my echo self. It's not the real me. It's fine. It's fine. Oh god.
Totally makes
so
sense.
Early.
Totally makes sense.
But yeah, I would like to investigate the arson to see if I can try and find a clue on who might have, called this attack.
Mm-hmm. So make an Arcana check for me, since there's a fire elemental in the mix, and then an investigation check for kind of picking through things.
Helping out with that, I would have gone in. I mean, I'm not
Is that
good
investigation?
at fire,
and what?
but I'm still helping out.
Okay. So it's an Arcana check and then an investigation check at advantage since you have help.
Oh, I forgot to roll advantage, so I will fix that. Because I had already clicked the thing. It's just still real bad. And then Arcana. Now just straight roll on the Arcana, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, unless that's something Arya also has proficiency in, where she would be able to help you with the Arcana. Like general investigation, anybody can boost you up,
Yeah.
but specific
Oh, that makes
expertise
sense.
can only get you so far. Okay, so you do the best you can to work through this rubble. There is a lot of it. It's basically a mini, mountain of rubble, because you're talking about quite a few stories all collapsed down on itself. And you pick through it as best you can. The both of you looking for clues and things. It looks like the fire elemental may have just been turned loose. It doesn't look like it was necessarily being controlled or ordered around. It was more of just a drop it in there and let it just wreak havoc. Because you're not detecting any of the usual traces of magic that you would see from somebody having a elemental control amulet or any of those kinds of magical items. It looks like
Okay.
somebody just popped it and let it rip through the building, with the alchemist fire backing it up to resist water, and they just let that combination do its work and cut it loose after that. Is kind of what you're gleaming from this on a magical standpoint. You have a hard time picking out tangible clues, because what was stuff that belonged to the people who lived here and what was stuff that was added in, and what's this, what's that, is a little tough to discern. But you find a couple of sort of, they look specifically alchemical. They're broken, they're shattered, but remnants of large sort of alchemical flasks that would be used to safely contain the kind of chemicals that they refer to that were resisting the water and making it worse. And so that kind of confirms that alchemical, or yeah, the fire being fed by outside forces.
Yeah.
But in terms of specifically who or why or how is a little nebulous. The way that the fire, if you interview some of the people that they pulled out of the building, and that kind of stuff, which I would assume is sort of part of the investigation, they would kind of just describe the way that it ripped through the building so fast and so furious. Obviously, the fire elemental was leading the way on a lot of that, but it didn't come from under them; it came from above them, as though the alchemical fire may have been dropped into. The way that the griffins get out is how they dropped it in, just and and the rest is rubble.
Well, I don't remember if maybe I'm misremembering, but did we see one of the other bandit griffins swoop fly when we were coming back? Or am I just imagining that happened? Which is entirely possible. I thought we had seen a griffin or something fly overhead.
Trying to remember now. I don't want to tell you. I believe
that I could be making it up. I don't know.
Yeah, while somebody was on watch in the middle of the night, you did see something fly over.
But we didn't know.
But you couldn't make out what exactly it was because the perception check wasn't high enough. There was just enough of a shadow shift in the darkness. You could tell that something was flying overhead, but it was vague as to what it was.
Okay. But it's, a possible like working theory in Zadalia's head at the moment. But yeah, she would find Agneta and like let her know what she managed to glean from her investigation, as poor as it might be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, unfortunately, nothing that explicitly pointed to suspects. You have some theories, and you have some, it
Yeah.
wasn't an accident, very obviously.
Yeah.
But
The fire
beyond
kind
that,
of destroyed a lot, so it
yeah.
makes it difficult to glean too much.
So you relay that, and I wish I had better news for you, something solid to go on, but that's the best we got at the moment.
Yeah.
And Garnet's down at the hospital tending aid as best and that she can throughout the day. And then, like he said, give him some time. He's got a lot to deal with, trying to figure out, where everyone stands, how many people are lost, what they're going to do, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But eventually they'll settle up on the eggs because they managed to get most of the nursery safely evacuated, so they do still want the eggs. They're going to need to rebuild the core. It's just going to take a lot longer to get them back into the skies than they were hoping, given everything that's happened. But yeah, so where would you like to go from here? You can head out into the town. You can head back to the guild hall. You can, like you said, just he needs a couple of hours to kind of process everything, and then he'll meet up with you again and settle up for the eggs that you managed to recover and stuff.
I say sleep.
Find like a tavern or something.
Care is very much into going back to the guild hall and going to bed.
Okay. That's something that you can do if everyone else wants to stay up and about. Like I said, if you want to pop into a tavern and try to get like a late breakfast, lunch kind of thing, and sort of a la the post-credit scene from Avengers, where everything's just kind of you're looking in shambles and you're just sitting there eating some shawarma. You can do that, and Carrie, you can head back to the guild hall, crash out, get it some rest and recover as you prefer. Yeah. Um, yeah. So you can go ahead and do that. We'll have you head off that way. Is Garnet is off at the hospital over this way. So is well, let's get rid of that. Everyone else is good with the tavern lunch break kind of action, or
Yeah.
Yeah, works for me.
okay. So the three of you head off to go do that. You kind of unwind a little bit, de-stress. Who boy, that was a hell of a thing. Um,
That was a hell of a thing.
and
It
after,
Jesus, it's been a morning.
It really, really has. It's a lot for one day. And it's not even lunchtime.
No.
Yikes.
okay. So after a few hours go by, Carrie, you've grabbed your sleep at the guild hall. You know that everyone's expecting to meet back up with Agneta sometime in the sort of mid-afternoonish to check in with him and deal with that lingering quest that you had. As you go ahead and make a perception check for me as you sort of move through the lobby of the guild hall. Not so great. I gotta
Thanks, perception.
stop counting on you guys to roll good.
I blame D&D Beyond.
I'm trying.
I know. This is the same thing that dooms us on Tuesdays, and I'm like, oh, all I need you to do is just roll like above a 10, and you're just like 3.
Nope,
Great.
can't do it.
Thanks,
Can't
guys.
do it. I tried. The only time I can roll high is when I'm playing Zweihander, and I don't want to roll high.
Okay. So as you move through kind of the lobby area past the guild master that runs the hall and things like that, you notice or like overhear slightly in passing that it sounds like the people at the desk are asking about Arya. You're not catching specifics, but their temperament doesn't seem particularly great, and the hall master is giving them the runaround of like, look, I'm not telling you squat about nobody. That's not our policy. I don't have any reason to tell you if they're here, not here, where they are. It's none of our business. You're welcome to take a hike. But that's just something you pick up on your way back out the door to head back to meet up with the group. Garnet, you have spent the morning. Your spell slots are basically shot at this point. Anything that you had left is gone. You've basically cantripped yourself to the point of near exhaustion as you've rendered as much medical aid as you could possibly muster. Unless you want to skip meeting up with the group to settle the quest and go get some sleep yourself, it's mid-afternoonish. You know that was roundabouts-ish when Agneta was hoping to settle up and make things right with you guys, so you can head back and over to meet up with the group as well. And
I very tiredly, just like not even like fully upright, just like holding a massive like hot drink that smells so strongly. People like several feet away are just like turning to look, and I just sort of like hunch over and sort of try and like sort of stumble towards the direction of where the meeting's meant to be, or vaguely try to find the party or Agneta. Anyone I recognize, to be honest. Anyone I recognize that isn't a nurse, I might add.
yeah, at this point, right? Okay, let me double check something. Okay.
Care is going to pause outside the door and wait for those people that were talking about Arya to come out so she can get a good look at them. Like, just if she needs to track them, she knows what they look like.
Okay. Make a survival check. Because we're noting trackable features, so we'll see how that maybe works out for you.
Hey!
There we go.
Thank you. That's helpful for me.
Yeah.
Care knows how to survive. Like, it's one thing Care's real good at.
The one thing for sure. Her stump is itching. She senses trouble.
Just double checking some stuff. So the people that come out of the hall that you noticed were talking to the person behind the reception desk. They look the traveler sort, like they may be traveling merchants or traveling entertainers, something of that sort from their general attire. They don't look like they're from this town. They look like they move around a lot, and they are similarly air genasi like Airs is. You with a survival check that high, you get a slight hint of familiarity to them in appearance wise, a couple of defining features and things that sort of feel reminiscent, but beyond that, you didn't catch like a specific name drop or any of that as they come out the door complaining that they're like, God damn it, why won't they just tell us where she is? So yeah, feel like you've got a decent bead on them if you needed to try to find them in town, and they are in town. You feel like you got a good shot at making that happen.
Alright, she's just gonna wander over back to the group then.
Okay, so the group meets up, reconvenes. Agneta is there. You can tell that he's still fairly shaken from everything that's transpired, but there's a little bit of hope to him, right? They got most of the nursery evacuated safely. He's getting positive reports from the hospital. A lot of his people are at least in some capacity alive and on the mend. Not everybody made it, but a lot more than what would have if not for the help of friendly adventurers that happened to be passing by and noticed that a giant tower was on fire and that answered the call to render aid. So he kind of sits down with you and it's like, look, it's been rough. It's been real tough. It's obviously our resources are a little buried at the moment. I spoke to the guild. They know that we're good for it, right? We're not going anywhere. We're going to rebuild. We're going to be back to where our former glory eventually. So they've agreed to front what would be your normal reward for this quest, and once I figure out what that is, I'll let them know. They'll dispense it to you, and we'll settle up with them once we're back in a position where we can do so. It's and every once in a while he kind of trails off as he gets sidetracked by the weight of the tower no longer defining the skyline of the city and things of that sort. Every once in a while it kind of pulls him away from what he's doing. But and so you've come back. I assume that you managed to recover at least a few eggs. How many did you get? Did you get griffin eggs or hippogriff eggs? How did we do here?
We have 6 griffin eggs for you.
I'm just gonna look over at Noon, just like very like. I think we picked up a bit more than that. What did you do?
No, we're keeping one.
I feel on one hand I do like the idea of raising griffin. On the other hand, I think they might need it.
I want a griffin.
We can catch another griffin.
I took one specifically to keep. That we were only tasked with finding 5, and we have 6 for them and 1 for ourselves.
So, how stealthily were you attempting to have this particular side conversation? Because he's sitting right there, and he's like, "I'm sorry, you're gonna keep what? Huh? What?"
I'm just gonna say that Garnet is exhausted. Garnet is not thinking in the slightest. So Garnet is saying this at regular volume, very confused, just like staring like blearily at Noon, just like what?
Noon is probably also talking at regular volume just because he doesn't think it matters since he's the one who took the eggs.
You took them into a burning building. I don't think you're allowed to make the votes on the eggs anymore.
I'm the one who got these, okay? Like, I just want one. I just want one.
Well, he's going to kind of pipe in a bit and just be like, "Look, I can't make you. You went and got him. I can't force you to give us however many it is that you successfully recovered. But we could definitely use it right now. The something that would just a morale boost, something to give them some optimism. The more we can lean on it, the better. But it's ultimately your decision.
We don't even have an aim for where we're going after this. We can just go back and get another egg.
Fine. Noon will reluctantly hand over all 7 eggs.
Okay. And he'll very humbly and graciously accept them and total that up for you.
Garnet says thank you and just sort of like reaches out and sort of tries to pat Noon on the head.
So I will send word over to the guild. They'll have your 22,400 in gold ready to go for you once you get back there, and whatever other sort of bookkeeping that they'll need you to do. But between this and what you did for us this morning, you've really done a lot. You really went above and beyond for us, and we're there may not be much of a celebratory parade for you at the moment, but believe me, we would if we could. You've really done us a solid on this.
Name this one after us.
We don't even have a group name. How can they name it after all of us?
Mash together the first letters of all of our names. Give me a second.
Was about to say.
I was gonna.
All right.
What are our
would
names
you like to do?
again? How tight is Garnet? She's forgotten everyone's names. Garnet's just like, I know you blurs. Like, I know these blurs. I think there's twice as many as there should be, but I know them.
There's a lot of consonants and not a lot of vowels to work with.
Snag.
Zag 10 if we include the echo. We have we have one more.
Well, Zag-Can or Zeg-Can.
I think Zag 10.
Yeah, Zag-Can. Yeah, we're Team Zag-Can.
I would have named it dinner.
You would call anything that moves and couldn't beat you in a fight dinner.
It's the truth. Anything can be dinner.
But it's like that's a request I think we might be able to accommodate for you. Might take a little getting used to, but we'll work something out for you. We could definitely that's something we can make happen for you. Don't worry. But if there's anything else you need, don't hesitate to ask. But if otherwise, I think I'll get back to trying to figure out what our next step's going to need to be.
Good luck. As I turn to Spot, he's like, where are we staying? I need to sleep.
So, with that, you part ways. You have your, he's gonna send word ahead to the guild hall, so when you get back there, you can pick up your quest reward, and get some food, get some sleep, get some anything else that you may need from them there. And so let's jump over here to there's that.
As they're sitting there,
That.
Care is going to go, Arya, there's people looking for you. And she's going to place her hand down on the table and then lift it and use minor conjuring. And as she lifts her hand, a statue with the two people that she saw appears beneath her hand.
That's really clever.
And also, Arya, her color trains, and they were looking for me. They said my name. Where were they?
I heard you. Specifically at the guild hall. The guild master gave them the runaround.
If they're asking there, they probably know that I'm there. I have to go. I can't. If they know that I'm part of this, then they're not going to stop looking for me. I gotta go.
Who?
And I need to go. It's my family. They're looking for me, and I can't let them find me.
Oh.
Doesn't sound good.
Can we help?
Can you not
We can deal with
disguise yourself?
It's easier if I just go. If they have an idea that I'm with the guild, then they aren't gonna stop. It's just easier if I just go.
You'll
Okay,
always have a space with us.
Yeah, I mean, I can at least try and distract them, get them off the trail, and maybe I can come back, but I know how they work.
Even till you get paid, at least.
Yes, I'm gonna need money to get out.
I can put
Is that
you
why
in
you want the griffin egg? I'm so sorry. No, wait, you didn't know about that.
No, I didn't.
I'm tired. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
But I could try putting you in contact with my extended family, because it's real big, and also pretty sure that they would fight another family to keep like an abused victim, I assume, safe.
It's just a rough upbringing, that's all, but, I mean, if you send me where they are, maybe I can go there, but it's probably just easier if I kind of do my own thing for a bit.
Alright, well, I'll mark down on a map where Noon's gonna send her over towards his Uncle Zeke's mothers, because they're the ones who have like a real big family and are also like just will throw down because they are a druid and a cleric.
Woo, cleric club.
Okay, so you mark that down for her. Should she need to seek refuge somewhere that may be a safe harbor for her, then you're gonna slip back towards the guild hall so you can kind of like sneak in the members only back door, get in, get cashed out, and then bail.
Yeah. Yeah, keeping an eye the entire time, looking for them.
100%. They are out on the town looking for you, and it's a big city. And they are, you kind of do one of these things. They're off in the west part of town while you're in the east part of town, and they don't turn up while you're slipping into the guild hall. The guild master lets you know what happened. Oh, you already know about it. Okay. They cash everybody out, so you can divvy that 22K amongst the group, and then they let you know that you are more than welcome to use the repository exit to leave this guild hall and quickly get to another guild hall, let things die down. The way that works is that all of the major guild halls have sort of a special door that connects them to the central guild hall for the entire guild, and it kind of connects into a giant hallway of doors, so you can basically quick warp from one guild to another when they have an emergency and things like that via the central guild hall. So she tells you to take that door, and you can let things cool off there, or pop out at another capital guild hall in a different part of the empire or a different kingdom altogether. That's going to be your quickest way to get out of town
Yeah,
in a safe
perfect.
manner.
Yeah.
Sorry, I have a question.
Yeah.
Does Noon still have a horse, or did Noon is Noon gonna take a horse? Does Noon want to take potatoes?
I think we all already had horses.
Yeah, I just couldn't remember. I was just wondering if you did and if you wanted to take my horse. Right. Okay.
But that's where you're at on that, and you have your opportunity to extend your fond farewells and things amongst the group before heading off through the special repository door, guild members only, so you don't have to worry about being followed, and can pop out anywhere else in the at any other guild hall that they have a door, and quick get out of town.
Yeah, I mean, just kind of turn to the group, gather my stuff, and it's been great traveling with you guys doing this. I'm sorry I have to leave in a rush. I hate to leave. Obviously things are happening, but I need to go, and I can't.
Can
I
I
can't
give
leave you in danger.
Noon the location of where Garnet's parents are? It's just hey, this is just somewhere where you can get food and stuff if you need it.
That's Arya.
Crisscross together.
Sorry, I'm getting confused. I'm so confused. I'm so sorry. I did not sleep very well last night. Me and Garnet are both very confused.
It's been a long day for Garnet. Yeah, I mean, I'll take the resources. I'm kind of probably just gonna do my own thing for a bit, but anywhere I can go would probably be great.
Mm-hmm. So you get another potential safe harbor should you need it as you continue to evade the pursuit. Pursuit feels a little strong, but the searching of your family for you, you want to continue to avoid that as best you can. You have a couple places to take refuge should you need it for a while, some respite and protection. And if there's anything else, otherwise you can, head off through the door, and it closes behind you very dramatically in slow motion, and there's a fade, and
Garnet starts crying a little bit.
Enough, but I don't want to screw up your videos.
with that, we're almost done.
Yeah, no, you're good.
So the guild master also approaches the group and lets Zedalia know that there was a mage that was looking for her, a fellow member of the guild, that when you get some time, he'd like to have a meeting with you, and there let you know what room they're staying in the hall at the moment, and
Yeah, so of course, if you can show me, I'll go see what this is about.
okay.
All right. Just one thing, real quick. So you said 22K, right?
Yeah, it was 22,400 split.
Oh. 22,000.
So everybody should get 4480.
Yep. In gold, right?
Yes, in gold.
We're rich.
It'll keep you well funded for a while. You gotta pay your guild dues and all that fun stuff, but it'll at least keep you in the black for a while.
Bills.
Living expenses. What can you do, right? But Zedalia, you head off to this mage that asked to speak with you, and like knock on the door, welcomes you in, and basically I've heard good things about you. I've seen the kind of work that you've been doing with that group that you've been traveling with. I'm fairly impressed with the magic that you've been working on. That this school is still fairly new, and yet you seem quite proficient in it. I would like to extend the opportunity to mentor you, um, take you under my wing, so to speak. It would involve some extended time at the repository, studying, working on your magic, but
Oh.
Hello?
believe it would be a great opportunity for the both of us, if that's something that might be of interest to you.
I
Hello.
just want to learn new magic. Like, that's kind of how I stumbled into this, is, trying to find new ways to do things is fascinating. I love the chance to learn more and show other people how it works, maybe.
That is something
I
that there
think
would definitely be opportunities for. We're looking to push this school as far as it can go, and we're looking for bright talents that have taken to it, and you seem to be one.
it seems like a fantastic opportunity. I'd like to get in on the ground floor of it, watch it build. Yeah, I'd like.
Sorry.
When would I have to?
Sorry.
When would this transfer happen?
We'd like to get started right away. If you need some time to settle up your affairs or finish up any orders or not orders, any sort of quests that you're in the middle of, we can arrange a later date. But we'd like to get you moved into the group as quickly as we can.
Yeah, no, I think we mostly just finished up here. I just want to, say goodbye to the group and gather some things, and I'll be ready to leave very soon.
All right. I'll go on ahead, and once you're ready, just follow through to the repository. I'll meet you in the hall and show you where we'll be working.
Sounds good. I'll meet you in an hour.
And he'll excuse himself and head out towards the same door that Arya went through to head to the repository, where they, like I said, it's the guild's central guild hall for the entire organization. So that's where they do a lot of their more like high-end research and store a lot of their guild treasure, and the central guild vault and all of that stuff is all there. So that's the headquarters essentially. So he'll head on ahead of you there, and that will be your ultimate destination as well. You have the opportunity to fond farewells and adioses and goodbyes. And
Yeah, just probably call the group together in the mess hall portion of the guild hall, and explain that the fabulous opportunity and being reassigned, and have some farewell pizza and beer with the group.
Yum.
Always the pizza and the beer.
Just see her work on, it's gonna be crying again.
Take care.
Just like this big buff half orc, just openly crying.
Keep an eye on the rest of them, Garnet.
You know I will. Take care of yourself.
Oh.
To run out of spell slots.
Yeah, it'll be good to learn some new stuff. I'm excited.
I'm glad. Gonna miss you here.
Me too. And keep studying, Care.
Care's just gonna give her a hug, one-armed hug, and just look sad. Not gonna say anything though.
Is it Dahlia is going to like reach in her like full pouch, and she had like a backup spell book
Mm-hmm.
that I want to give to Care and be like, maybe there's a couple things in here that you might be able to master.
Thank you. This means a lot.
You've got great potential, Care. You can do a lot. And
Thank you.
rescue all the babies. and someday you'll convince Garnet to let you keep one.
It was just the one time. We can keep any others.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Good luck.
You too.
So, failing to read the room, a pair of guild members, a elf and a human, approach the table as you guys are, having your pizza and beer and kind of reminiscing a little bit over some of the adventures that you've had in the past and fond farewells.
Remember the time Moon set us on fire?
They walk up to the table as Zedalia is kind of excusing herself to go and meet up with the mage that recruited her. They kind of walk over. Are you the ones who were helping out at the tower? We heard that there was like a fire elemental and stuff. It was totally crazy. Is that what? Were you guys the one who took that down? Is that you?
Yeah.
I mean, you can see the burn injuries, right?
Oh yeah. Oh, that's wicked. I can't believe it. And we'll go ahead and call the session here so that I don't roleplay our new characters in a way that wouldn't be truthful to themselves. But next week will be the introduction of the two of them stepping up to this table and being like, "Oh, were you the ones who did that? That was super cool. You guys did a great job with that." And they'll get the chance to kind of talk with you and see like, "Hey, maybe we can get in on this whole adventuring thing. We could travel a bit, blah blah blah." And hopefully we'll somewhat vaguely resemble smoothly add these two people to the party. As we extend our thanks to our players who unfortunately have to step away from us, and life sucks sometimes and gets in the way of gaming, but gaming takes a back seat. That's just the way things are. So hope that everyone has had a good time, and both thank you to my players and to everyone who's tuned in today. We will see you back here, same bat time, same bat channel next week. As always, we have other streams throughout the week. The schedule's on the site here, and we've got a Tuesday night, Wednesday night, Friday night, Saturday night, and this one Sunday morning. I always forget the Sunday night campaign. I'm so sorry. You guys are gonna kill me. Our Sunday night campaign that'll be later on today, and that kicks off the week, and yeah. So have a great Sunday, everyone, and we'll see you back here.
Bye.
Bye.